But we're obviously in spring ball, so thought it was a really good day, spirited work. I thought offensively they did a really nice job, great tempo, balls came out fast. I thought they looked really sharp. I was encouraged by the speed. We just got to learn collectively to play with a little bit more urgency on and off the field. Some day one things, but I thought there was a lot of good work. I thought the guys came out with really good tempo early, finished strong, but we got to, whole practice maintain that. And that's just part of practicing and getting in a good groove as you go along. So, questions?
Your own specific position. Last spring was a brand new position.
Yeah.
For everybody. Now you've got guys returning with a year under their belt. Is it a big difference for you?
Oh, a huge difference. It was a revolving door a little bit. Most of the linebackers at one point played Sam. So having some guys there that have a little bit of experience, Keontae Jenkins and J.R. Walker, light years ahead of where they were. Now instead of coaching what do, now we're coaching the finer details of, hey, your stance, your keys, offensively, what are they doing, and getting better at attacking the offense, not just knowing the very basics. Because a lot of those guys, both those guys got in with us halfway through spring. They moved to Sam. So, but I thought it was good work. I thought the whole crew collectively at linebacker, they're moving better. We just got to continue to improve on some stuff and develop some depth as a unit and figure out who those guys are going to be. We've got some guys with game experience, but we got to have an alpha in there that's going to lead us and kind of set the tone every day for the group.
You feel like you've had an alpha step up here early or during January?
I thought Alan Tisdale did a really good job. Kelly Lawson by nature is alpha. Very confident in himself, rightly so, ton of ability. But I thought, Alan's done a really nice job. I also thought, Jaden McDonald's done a nice job. So we've got a good competition there. We've got some guys like J.R. Walker and Keontae and Jaden that have played, Keller, that have played all a good bit of football. Nobody's ever just been the guy, but they've all played quite a bit of football. So collectively, I think we got a chance to be pretty good.
You brought up second year in the system, guys understanding it. How much easier is it from a terminology standpoint, everything, to get guys in the right place and be able to pick up the speed of this offense? That way, maybe practice 7, 8. It's the defense now.
Yep.
Flip around in that.
Well, we're very fast. We got Tyler and those guys. I will give a lot of credit. We got a couple new coaches in, didn't miss a beat. Like their tempo was really good today. They moved with a lot of efficiency. It helps when you know what you're doing because you don't have a whole lot of time to think. You got to react. So I think the second year into it's like being in a foreign language class. The second year you have a lot more proficiency in the basics. We still got a long way to go, but it was encouraging. If I gave it a grade, I'd be hesitant to give it a grade because I hadn't watched the film. But there was some really good stuff early. Like I said, finished good defensively. I thought offensively they looked sharp and caught the ball really well.
From your perspective as a defensive coach, how far has the offense come?
Light years. Obviously, I think the big thing I just noticed we've got a lot more speed, and we were able to go out and recruit some excellent skill players, and really the receiving core is a lot faster, twitchier. You see them separate, catch balls. Obviously, was involved in recruiting Daquan, right? Daquan is a multi-threat guy at tight end, at receiver. Nick Gallo, those guys all really are moving around well. So we've got more threats. The biggest thing I see is we're faster, more explosive, and as offenses, that you got to be able to create offensively some explosive plays. It's hard to have every drive be 20 plays and a touchdown because something bad happens a lot of times. So got to have the ability to get a chunk play, and we've got some guys with the new receiving core, some of the new guys at running back, just to collectively, I think that they look faster. I know I was been impressed with Kyron and with Pop and the young quarterbacks too. They've done a nice job, as well as Grant.
How's it been working with Chris for the second year? Just getting everything in line with what you guys want to do defensively? Because we saw toward the tail end of the year that defense. Well, actually, throughout the year, the defense was really strong, but create some turnovers there at the end of the season.
Yeah, and our big emphasis, to answer your question, it's been awesome working with Chris. Smart guy. I got the looks, he got the smarts, but all joking aside, he's great to work with, really a fun guy to spend time with. He's played linebacker, and that helps when you've got somebody coaching and coordinating that's done it. He's been in the defense. I've been fortunate to be in this one for maybe 16, 17 years, so it's a lot of familiarity, but it's a lot of fun to work with that. What was your second question? I didn't miss it.
You guys are buying into the philosophy of getting to the ball, creating some turnovers, because it seemed like at the end of the year, especially against Liberty, you guys were able to.
That's a difference in some ball games. There's about 3 or 4 ball games last year. If we get a turnover, missed interception against Georgia Tech for a touchdown, that's a difference in the ball game. So our emphasis has been playing unified on defense and creating turnovers because it's all about the ball. You look statistically, there can be 1,000 stats. One of the mainstays always is turnover margin at any level. at any place I've been, to win some big games and to get over the hump, you got to win the turnover margin. And so that's been it. We spend every practice, the beginning of practice, working turnovers right now. And I think it's like golf. If you want to be a good putter and chipper, you got to putt and chip. You got to practice it. And so we're putting our money where our mouth is on it. And I think it's going to help us.
Is there a balance between emphasizing turnovers plus not giving up those explosive plays because of trying to be a little too aggressive?
Yeah, I mean, there's a happy medium. I mean, every year, we always go, why do we have more turnovers this year or that year? Usually it's because you emphasize it. But obviously, you want to not give up the big plays. If you can create turnovers and not give up big plays, that's usually a winning formula on defense. But, you don't want guys to play scared or play conservative. You want them to play footloose and fancy free. That's kind of what we're, for me at the outside linebacker position, J.R. Walker and Keontae, getting to play a little bit more, cut it loose. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, because sometimes you play a little hesitant and don't make a play. And so that's a big emphasis to us is just, hey, let's cut it loose. If we miss a tackle because we're flying to the ball, somebody else is going to make up for you.